To identify and seek collaboration, there is power in partnerships.
My advice to the participants for DAAYTA this year would be to always have focus on the dream idea. Don't try to be a serial entrepreneur. Focus on that idea and see it through.
What I really hope that we're going to find in one of our winners today is a vision that is big enough to transform not just the community that they commenced in, but the country in which they operate and the continent that they call their home. And that beyond that, you will go forward and make Africa proud at a global scale.
Thank you very much, our judges for tonight. Mrs. Fola Shadelu Soya, Mrs. Sadiq Mohammed, Dr. Ndidi Noli Edozien, Tommy Davies, Kola Aino, and Victor Semota. We call Victor Big Chef, and we call him K, simply K. All right, these are your judges for this evening, and I'm sure that they will do a great job in helping us decide who will be the winner of DAAYTA 2021. All right, now, next, this is the set of people that this evening has been organized for, and they are the people trying to build and solve problems, you know, like Kola calls it. They're the ones building the painkillers, right? And they're trying to solve real problems. And I like the fact that, you know, you have a set of verticals for this particular year's event, right? So let me introduce, but before that, we would also get a message from the winner of the DAAYTA 2020 edition. In addition to that, we'll also introduce you to our finalists for tonight. Right after that, I'll be back.
My name is Efia Gwebu, and I'm the co-founder of the paper packaging company and winner of DAAYTA 2020. The first one will be that you should begin to implement everything that you're taught, everything that you learn on this DAAYTA experience immediately. You know, a lot of times we learn things and are like, okay, I will implement it. I will implement it. And sometimes we end up not implementing them. But my advice to you, which is the first one that I think is most important for you, is to begin to implement everything that you learn. Immediately you learn them. Don't wait a month. Don't wait 6 months. Don't wait. Just begin to implement them. And then as you go on the process, as you go on the journey, if you make mistakes, the DAAYTA team are also there, you know, to guide you, as opposed to when you wait till the end of the program and then you begin to implement. Second advice is that you should pay this forward. I'm always an advocate of giving people value. There must be some other entrepreneurs or other startups that will be looking up to you now that you have won DAAYTA 2021. How can you pay it forward? The knowledge that you've gotten, the lessons that you've learned, in what ways can you also impact, you know, younger entrepreneurs and younger startups? You want to begin to think about that now. And then thirdly, there's a lot of noise in the startup entrepreneurship space. There's a lot of noise. And my third advice to you is focus on your goal, focus on what it is that you want to achieve, drown the noise and just keep going.
My name is Oscar Omera Odebona. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of EduPoint. We help students find, evaluate, book, and track lessons and connect them with verified local teachers who will deliver a one-on-one lesson in any subject, skill, or exam to help students or learners meet their learning expectations, and also enable these passionate tutors to earn valuable extra income. I believe my team and I would win this because we are solving one of the world's most daring needs. We are not just revolutionizing the educational space, but we are also providing sustainable jobs for the teeming masses who are learned and also those who are not learned by upskilling them with our Train the Trainer program, which upon graduation has provided more jobs and sustainable income to these youth.
My name is Imodere Ayakunbi Abior. I'm a medical doctor and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Health Partics Limited, the creators of Lendanorm. Lendanorm is a mobile application, an AI robot, and a delivery drone service that connects hospitals to blood banks and voluntary donors to blood banks. We serve as an end-to-end solution connecting the entire blood supply chain with the push of a button. We should win because we're one of the few companies in Africa solving one of the most perennial problems in Africa. Africa has had blood shortages since documentation began in 1981. And today, we stand on the verge of finally being able to provide a long-lasting solution to such a problem.
My name is Uche Kenneth Udekwe. I am the CEO and founder of Natal Cares, a social enterprise that leverages on the power of mobile technology, machine learning, and low-cost innovations to combat maternal and infant mortality in Nigeria. A win for me would be a very, very massive win for the maternal and child healthcare sector in Nigeria. As I speak to you, Nigeria is the second largest contributor to maternal and infant mortality in the whole world. More than 50 million pregnant women living in underserved communities in Nigeria do not have access to basic healthcare. These women did not choose this life. I lost my sister-in-law at childbirth due to complications of pregnancy and delivery, so I know exactly what it means to lose a loved one, especially to a preventable cause. At Natal Cares, we have developed an all-inclusive innovative solution to solve these problems. So a win for me means that the award will be channeled to the maternal and child health care to give these pregnant women and their unborn babies a chance to live.
My name is Akinshe Felabui. I'm the CEO and also a co-founder at the brand Salubata. And at Salubata, we occupy this niche of low-cost recycled plastic shoes that makes a profit whilst also benefiting people and planet. Here is our invention. We make shoes from plastic waste, this plastic waste, and they are shoes. And so the shoes are not just made from plastic waste alone, but are also modular. Modular in the sense that they can be easily detached and replaced with another upper. And so, aside the fact that the shoes are modular, we have an invention patented. And beyond that, this enables you to save cost even on buying an extra shoe. Aside saving cost, it also helps you save space, especially when you travel and also in your homes. Beyond that, we're also improving the efficiency of manufacturing. Our goals are mentioned correctly or accurately aligns with the goals of the ARM and DAAYTA. And so we are mission driven, so is DAAYTA. And so beyond that, our invention has been recognized all over the world by the UN, by the World Bank, and a lot of other organizations around the globe. And so we currently have customers in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, and in America. Now beyond that, our team is a solid drop to us. We have a huge team with complementary skill sets that is necessary to drive our innovation.
My name is Dr. Sulaiman, co-founder, Chief Executive Officer, Scrapbase. My team and I have built a technology suite, USSD, web applications that allow individuals own and operate material recovery businesses that ensures recyclable waste disposal cycles can be delivered in less than a day. Thus, delivering convenience and reward to waste producers as they seamlessly recover these materials everywhere and anywhere. About 1% of urban population survive on scavenging recyclable materials. In Lagos, for example, with over 20 million population, this means that 2 million persons are working every day, surviving on meager income from scavenging recyclable materials. And this is done in inhumane conditions. It is not acceptable. And that's why we believe our product is very important to these persons and to yourself.
My name is Aitayo, and I lead the utility. You know that education is a very important element of everyone's life. And with the level of unemployment on the continent, it's becoming a wicked problem. The work that we do helps young people find the right technology skills, learn, and move from learning to jobs. The good piece is this: we have built a technology product that makes it easy to learn, and we've also gained traction and results. Today, we've achieved 85% completion rate and a 65% transition rate into new jobs. Our solution, the Nucleus, is the product that makes it easy to learn any technology skill with less or zero reliance on the internet. We have shown results, we've shown traction, and we've grown over the years. We've also demonstrated that we are now an organization that has the capacity to become successful if you place your bet on us.
Thank you very much to our panelists. One takeaway from this set of entrepreneurs is the level of confidence, right? I mean, I love the way everyone is constantly sharing and selling what they are building. And I love the verticals, from edtech to health tech and, what you call green tech. So thank you all. This is the night. Let me share with you all a few ground rules, right? So as to make this night interesting. The first thing first is that you've got to ensure that you have good lighting where you are for video clarity. The judges would love to see your face and how you're pitching, just so you can convince them very well. And secondly, each pitch will last for 5 minutes, 5 minutes only. And then we'll give the judges 10 minutes for Q&A. Just to save time, would allow 3 judges to to ask questions per time. But I mean, if we have time, then we can take more than 3. But three would be the maximum for now. And then for the finalists, if you hear the first beep, just know you have entered your 4th minute. And when you hear the next beep after that, it means you should stop. So please keep the time. The good thing is that the poem framework has sort of helped to streamline what you have to say so that you focus on what is important. So on that note, I hope the finalists are ready because the rubber is about to hit the road now. And I hope the judges too are ready. Judges, finalists, this is the time we've all been waiting for. And I'd like to call on the very first finalist for this evening, I beg your pardon, representing EduPoint Limited is Udebuna Obiora, who is representing EduPoint Limited. Obiora, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, over to you.
Thank you. I should start?
Yes, please, your time starts now.
Thank you. Personally, as someone who have had a first-hand experience with the decayed educational system from primary to tertiary level, one thing that is common about this level of my experience with school was the poor tutor to learner engagement. This is due to the overwhelming class population coupled with the different pace of student learning. And these has significantly led to the decline in the student pass rate from 20% to 40% in the past 10 years. But at the same time, at the flip of the other problem, what we notice that there are thousands of tutors who have such the skill and expertise, but do not have the required access. And this is where EduPoint comes in. Now, EduPoint provides that connection between well-vetted professional tutors to learners who want to meet their learning expectations. My name is Oscar Obera-Odebona. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of EduPoint. In a population of over 200 million people, you will understand that 50% of this population are youth. More than 45% of these students are yet to meet their academic expectation. When you look at the 10% market of this obtainable market, you realize that 2.3 million students multiplied by $35 that we charge per month will give you an adjusted market of over $207 million.
Now, this presents a huge opportunity for us. Since inception in 2018, EduPoint has grown sporadically from 50 clients, 50 learners to over 33,000 learners as of today with our private and public partnership with schools. Just 3 months ago, we signed a partnership with the Lagos State to train over 60,000 students on digital skills such as coding and robotics. We are still growing. One thing we've seen again is that there have been a 90% increase in the learning performance of these students after engaging with us 3 months. Now, this, is as a result of the peer-to-peer interaction between our well-vetted professionals with our students. To date, our over 2,000 tutors have taught for over 200 hours, and we've done a revenue of over $50,000 in gross revenue with a profit margin of 30%. And we are currently in 5 major cities, UK and Accra combined. Our solution differentiates itself from other solutions because our solution is built on a fast, responsive web application that allows for a faster deployment of this solution, which is scalable across different platforms that enable tutors and learners to have accesses under even low internet connectivity. This achievement cannot be made by me alone, not without my team of over 10 years combined experience, who are experts in education management, that is Lillian. Also, we have someone who is expert in early childhood education, which is Mercy Okeke, and David Fagbemi, who is our CTO, who is an ex-Microsoft employee. He ensures that he manages our technical infrastructures of EduPoint. We also have our advisors with a combined experience of over 25 years to ensure that we make this work. According to UNESCO, Africa needs 16.7 million primary school teachers. This is huge. And we are told that our current institution cannot supply this. What we want to do at EduPoint is simple. With the partnership with ARM, we want to decentralize this teachers training, improve on the curriculum, create a more robust educational learning system, and above all, ensure we scale into other cities and countries that have similar problems. One good thing that we've done this year is to see how we have strategic partnership with both private and public partners to scale our business. And we hope with the data ARM grant, we'll be able to scale our partnership, expand to other countries, and reach out to more people. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Oscar. I mean, you were right on time. Okay, thank you very much. Now, let's hear what the judges think about your proposition or even your economics. I mean, I heard the numbers you reeled out there, but, the judges will have to tell us what they think. Judges, over to you. Who goes first, please?
Hello, Kola Aino here. Thanks for the pitch. Really enjoyed hearing about your progress. But primarily, my question is a clarifying one. You said you were in, I believe, 5 cities, including the UK and Accra, I believe. What other cities are you currently active in? And what is the, I presume this is a virtual product. So why do you have limitations with scaling to more cities? Or do you have limitations to scaling to more cities? Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for the question. So basically, the 5 cities we are presently in Lagos, in Nigeria, is Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Enugu, and Ibadan. That is for Nigeria-based cities. But what we realized recently was that there are some Nigerian parents in UK and US that want their kids to learn indigenous languages like Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani. And so basically, they reach out to us to see how we can teach their kids with our indigenous teachers in Nigeria. We are scaling, massively in Lagos. That is where we have bulk of our partnership and client base. But with partnerships and with our marketing team, we hope to reach out to more people in some time. So we are really on the pathway to scaling into other cities. Virtually, when we started in 2018, we have those 50 clients. The COVID-19 sort of pushed out our market base to over 1,000. And now in this year, with our public partnership with Lagos State, we are reaching out to 30,000 students. So basically for us, scaling for us is key. It's a continuous progress, and in soon time, we will definitely reach out to more people. Thank you, sir.
Okay, this is Victor Samata here. I just want to understand the product. Is it an offline and online product, or strictly online? And how do you do quality control?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So initially in 2018, we started with offline, like home lesson, connecting well-vetted tutors to learners. And with the advent of COVID-19, our business model changed radically to virtual. So currently today, we have more of 80% online and 20% offline. We still have parents who feel that teachers need to have a peer-to-peer interaction with their kids, especially for kids below the age of 10. You cannot take away the peer-to-peer interaction. That is where learning is highly modified. But for adults and professionals, most of the classes are usually virtual. So it's a blend of both the online approach and the offline approach. Thank you, sir.
Let me ask my question. Thank you. I mean, what's the differentiating factor that you have? I'm sure there are competitors out there, and naturally, looking at that originality I mentioned earlier, what differentiates you?
Three things differentiate us at EduPoint. The first thing is other startups that are into tutoring see schools to be their competitors. For us, schools are our collaborators. And we have over 150 public schools and 20 private schools under our tutelage. That means that for us, we believe in collaboration, unlike others that believe in competition. Secondly, we have our own content, homegrown, that we use to train these kids in addition to the curriculum from their school. Thirdly, we are the only startup that are teaching public schools coding and robotics as of today. Our fees are also moderately affordable. Our quality, our teachers are highly vetted. We have a two-way feedback of vetting our teachers. So that is why the retention rate of our clients is about 90%, and the learner and the student learning and the student success rate has increased about 85%. This means that we have the best quality teachers. And the beautiful catch here is that within less than 30 to 60 seconds after you sign up on our platform, we connect you unbiasedly to the tutor based on your preferences, just your location and your demography. So what we do is that we personalize learning. We make learning fun for kids. That is why we've grown rapidly over 3 years.
If I may ask, I don't know, can we take more than 3 questions, or are we done?
Yes, please go ahead.
I think we have the time. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
I just wanted to thank you very much, Obiora. I wanted to get you to deep dive a little bit more into some of the previous questions. What exactly are your barriers to scaling, since you're now 80% online? And how exactly does the model work, online, offline? You talked about, improving the curriculum, and obviously the addition like coding and robotics is very important. How exactly does that work, especially robotics where you're building? And you talked about a 16.7 million teachers gap. How exactly do you plug that, working with the public schools? And my last question, just shed a little bit more light on your economics. Just financially, how quickly do you break even, and where is your scale factor there in terms of the financial vectors?
Okay, thank you, Ma. As regards the UNESCO data that says Africa needs 17.6 million to be able to reach the tutoring gap between students, what we are doing, we are actually doing 2 things. The first is that we are massively recruiting teachers. We are training them. There's something we started this year called the EduPoint Tech Fellowship, right? The EduPoint Tech Fellowship is a 3 to 6 months program where we train these young people, on basic skills in coding and robotics. And what we do basically is that after we're done training, we deploy them to these schools that do not have access to these coding teachers. That's also one thing we're doing. Second thing we're doing, again, we have what we call TTT, Train the Teachers Program. The Train the Teachers Program is sort of a way to train our teachers to be able to meet up with the client demands that we are having. We have parents that need British teachers, language teachers, American teachers. In addition to what these teachers have already, we feel that to build that EduPoint culture in them, we have our curriculum trainer that does these processes every 3 months to ensure that we have enough well-vetted teachers to meet the demands we are getting. For scaling, with respect to scaling, the fastest way to scale for us, because home lesson is not easy to scale. So the fastest way for us to scale is to delve into public and private partnership. That's why we are having partnership with public partners like Lagos State and also private schools who wants to learn extra skills or any vocational skills in their school. They don't want to do this full time, so they need the service of a trained, well-vetted tutor who can come in and offer this service to their kids. Finally, for our economics, in our 2018, we did about $5,000 with 50 clients. In our 2019, we moved to about 1,000 clients. We did about $35,000. Now in our 2020, where we have a surge, what we did was about $50,000 plus. But this year, we are running into an average of $75,000 with our recent partnership. And we hope that as of today, we are cash positive, we have no debt, we are burning at less than $5,000 per month, which is an average of 1 million. And as of today, our total revenue as of last year was about 20 million. Hopefully, by the end of this year, we hope to double our productivity with more partnership and more clients on board. Thank you.
So, can I just ask one last question? So, how do you do customer acquisition? How do you sell EduPoint?
Now, EduPoint, thank you, sir. EduPoint, actually, we have our social media, we run digital marketing, but of course, with the advent of COVID-19, there was a reduction in our face-to-face marketing. I mean, in 2018, we were focused on going to malls, churches, going to an event. Recently, we're organizing a parental conference. So we organize programs that involves parenting, right? Our program in May 1st is called Parenting in Pandemic. So we have over 500 parents signed up already. So with that, we offer them information. At the same time, we try to sell our services to them. In addition, we try to also leverage on schools. You know, we know that the fastest way to school is to collaborate with the B2B, not the B2C. So with schools, we're able to reach out to more people. And one thing that works for us is that parents that are already using our system are our key evangelists. They go out to tell other parents in their working places that these people using them within 3 months, my son has drastically improved. And so with such a good feedback, we have parents calling us and also using our sign-up platform on our website to have access to us. So we've used various channels, social media, goodwill, private partnership, public partnership, and more importantly, organizing programs that involve our target audience, our clients.
Okay, thank you very much, Oscar Obiora. Seems like our judges are okay at this point. Thank you for your pitch.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So it seems our judges, he sort of nailed it on the head. Time will tell. We move to the next panelist at this time. Representing Len and Arm is Imodoye Abioro, who's the CEO. Imodoye, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You may start.
Good afternoon. Good evening, judges. Good evening, judges. My name is Imodoye Abioro. I'm a medical doctor and an AI developer certified by IBM. 2 years ago, I quit my job. My best friend died in the emergency room where I was training to be an emergency physician. He bled to death, and I could do nothing to save his life. So I founded a company called Health Partics, and we're solving the problem of chronic persistent blood shortages in Africa. In Africa, 52 of 54 countries on our continent have a documented blood shortage, with Nigeria being one of the worst hit. Every day, 145 women of childbearing age die in childbirth because they couldn't get blood. Our target market is the primary and secondary level of healthcare in Africa. In Nigeria, our typical customers are hospitals that perform surgical and emergency procedures but do not have a blood bank of their own. There are 42,616 hospitals that fit this criteria. In 2020, 12,007 of them spent a combined $43.2 million seeking external blood services. These are the people we serve. For these people, we offer them a smartphone application that uses an AI algorithm to connect hospitals to blood banks in real time. Doctors working in these hospitals place a blood request and our algorithm connects them based on their location to the most proximate blood bank that has the type of blood they're looking for. From there, our dispatch people take the blood in a WHO approved cold to the patient's bedside. If it's an emergency, we deploy to move the blood from the bank to the bedside, delivering within 30 minutes over a 20-kilometer test radius. Our business model is simple. We charge a $5 commission on each unit of blood we supply to the patient's bedside. We're a founding team of 4, 3 medical doctors, graduates of the University of Ibadan, with a combined practice experience of 12 years in emergency and trauma, and 7 years as friends, 3 years bringing Lendenam to life. Our 4th is a computer science graduate from the University of Helsinki, a 3-time startup, ex-Microsoft, with Lendenam being his 3rd startup. We're a 5-month-old venture, and our founding team is supported by an advisory board of 3, a pediatric hematology oncologist, and the head of flight operations of Lufthansa German Airlines, and the head of humanitarian drone programs at the UN headquarters in Geneva. In the 5 months since we've been established, we've raised a total of $19,000 in capital from grants and founders capital. Our revenue, $5,610 in that time. We got our first customer December 2020. We burn an average of $780 every month. We're currently profitable and we project to continue to be so during the course of our venture. We're funded by the US Chamber of Commerce, the government of Egypt, and the International Telecommunication Union. In 2020, we were named a WHO Top 30 Health Innovation in Africa. Our vision is to ensure that women going into childbirth never, ever have to worry about their lives, wherever, whenever they decide to have their baby. We will be there, and we stand by that. And we hope with the help of the Deji Alli Young Talent Award grants, we can scale this vision to last mile communities, leveraging on partnerships and connections to scale through regulatory approvals and get to the women who need us the most, so that no more will we hear sounds of crying or joy when a woman brings a child to life. And we're on this vision, and we hope to have the Deji Alli Young Talent team support us as we bring it to life. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Imodoye. Thank you very much for your pitch. Now let's hear what the judges think about your proposition and your personal story. Was it convincing enough, and how you're built so far? One of the things I like about what the point framework does is sort of, it lets you cut through all the story and you just focus on what matters. So judges, over to you to share with us what you think about what Imodoye just pitched. Thank you.
Thank you, Abiora. I think the vision would connect with anyone. And I think it was also a bold step to leave your job and decide that you're going to face the challenge head on. Very quickly, I know that you have a startup date of about October 2020, but how many hospitals do you have signed on? Do you have a formal arrangement with them? And how many blood banks do you also have signed on?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Currently, we have 24 hospitals signed on. We are focused on Oyo State. We're headquartered in Ibadan. We have 24 hospitals signed on. We have 29 blood banks connected to those 24 hospitals. In Lagos, we have 31 blood banks signed on. However, we haven't started connecting hospitals in Lagos because of regulatory approval. We launched Lendenam in December of 2020, though we incorporated in October of 2020. For the partnership formal agreement for partnerships. We sign a service level agreement with each hospital that signs on to us that delineates clear timelines for deliveries in emergencies, elective cases, and for quality control, because we're dealing with sensitive tissue, which is blood.
Thank you.
So
Hello.
this is Richard from here. So okay, sorry. So what's the difference between what you are doing and what LifeBank is doing? Is it exactly the same thing, or what's the differentiation between Lendenham and LifeBank?
Thank you very much, sir. 3 things differentiate us from LifeBank. First is the channel of access. We realized that the problem of blood access has to be decentralized to the level of the doctor managing the patient. So we do not use a call center model like LifeBank does, neither do we plan to continue to use the road delivery network for long like LifeBank does. Our vision is to be a drone delivery service for blood and to decentralize access to the level of the doctor managing the patient, not having a centralized call center, because there are no spaces for automation when we have humans sitting behind the call center for emergencies like blood. The inefficiency is what we wanted to avoid, and that's why we went for a different model. So our access channels is through an AI robot or a mobile application with complete automation for routing and matching. The only part where humans come in is in the delivery phase of blood supply. And that's how we differentiate ourselves from what LifeBank is doing. Also, our price point is significantly lower than theirs. We supply at 67% per pint of what LifeBank currently does.
Can I ask a question just as a follow-on for that? I mean, I find, so you talked about regulatory challenges. Presumably
Yes.
some of those actually have to do with drones, which is,
yes, ma'am.
A major innovation. And since you're saving lives and you're innovating actually in a very, something that will address a lot of the infrastructural challenges we have, what's your scaling model so that your impact is greater and yet you still continue to generate scale as a business? And how big do you see this going? And beyond the drones, what other kinds of regulatory challenges do you foresee? And how do you hope to meet them? And your focus is on women, sorry, and then I'm done. Your focus is on women. Is that deliberate, or is that because you see that's the biggest need, or why women? I like it. I love it. I think it's great that you're really focused, but is there a why to that?
Thank you very much, ma'am. For our potential for scale, our scaling model, we use an asset-light model. So we do not store, warehouse, or bank. We leverage on already existing infrastructure for storage, warehousing, and banking. All we do is provide data to improve the quality of the bank and stored blood. Our major role here is logistics, connecting this infrastructure to those who need them. And that's why we're able to scale. For example, the drone we have in our fleet is called the Rigi Aiga. The Rigi Aiga can carry a payload of 3 kilograms over a 150-kilometer radius, meaning from our headquarters in Lagos, we can comfortably service a hospital in Ikeja without the drone having to stop mid-flight. This is one of the ways we hope to cover Nigeria quickly, because we would need to just build drone stations in strategic places, and the network would be able to cover within 150 to 200 kilometers from that drone station. So we wouldn't need to hop from city to city or state to state to try and get people blood they need when they need it. In terms of regulatory challenges, the drone use is the biggest because it's new. Most of the CAAs in the countries we're looking at haven't even done this before. For example, in Nigeria, we do not have a formal regulatory document for drones in its final form. We have an advisory circular, and that's what we're working with the NCAA to pull through with. For potential across Africa, ma'am, 52 or 54 countries on our continent have a documented blood shortage. The only 2 countries without a blood shortage are Seychelles and South Africa. And in 2020, because of bans on public gatherings and blood drives, South Africa, for the first time in documented history, suffered a persistent blood shortage for 3 months between September and December. So our potential to scale across the continent is huge. Every country has a need for what we're offering. And we believe that we will be in all those countries that need us, with the right support and right infrastructure. For our focus on women, the reason is because of all the demographics of people affected by this problem, women are the worst hit. Like I said, 145 women every single day in Nigeria lose their lives to blood shortages. No other reason, just because they couldn't get blood. And that's why we're really focused on that segment of need. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Abiro. Just a quick question on, I mean, I like your business because it's really a classic platform business. You're linking two segments, basically, and you're in between. I'm facilitating. The question is around B2B business. It comes with its own challenges, and how do you hope to address those challenges in terms of, given the Nigerian environment, people asking you for what's in it for me before I sign up, either on the blood bank side or on the hospital side? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So the beautiful thing about the problem, well, it's not beautiful, forgive me for using that word. The thing about the problem we chose to solve is that both the blood bank and the hospitals have been suffering without our intervention. For example, despite the fact that we have a chronic blood shortage in Nigeria, 1 pint of blood per 1,000 population, that's what the statistics said in 2018 when we last recorded it. Blood banks still have blood bags go to waste because there was no demand for it, while hospitals have patients die because there was no blood to give the patients. So we have a shortage, but yes, we still have a wastage in that shortage. So what Lendinam offers on the blood bank side is access. So their blood bags no longer go to waste. They will be used by people who need it. The thing about drone technology is that it allows us to move blood within states. A typical example, we work in Oyo State right now, and in Ibadan, the blood supply is adequate, well, almost adequate. But once you step out of Ibadan to Ogbomoso, the blood supply is incredibly in short supply. So we have hospitals in Ibadan having enough, hospitals in Ogbomoso doing unspeakable things to get blood for patients. Our solution is able to move supply from where it's excess to where it's needed. And that's the reason why, that's why we fit right into that niche. On the hospital side, the value proposition here is speed and access. Before we came, these hospitals would do things like bleed the relatives of patients and transfuse them, irrespective of only having done an RDT test, which is not the standard by the Ministry of Health. And we've come across even more gruesome things that I couldn't say in public that hospitals do in rural areas like in Igora and those rural communities, just to save the life of a patient. Things that if I said here, people will probably be very shocked. So what we offer is finally ending these bad practices, while for the blood bank and the hospital, providing access and utility on both ends. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Abiro. Thank you, judges. Just about time now. Thank you very much for covering your areas very well. Thank you. So let me call on the third finalist for this evening. Representing Natal Cares is Uche Udekwe. Uche, if you're on, please turn on your video and you can get started. Is Uche here? All right. Hello, Uche. Okay, let me move to, since Uche isn't here, let me move to Fela Akinshe. Fela is the CEO of Salubata. Fela, if you're here, please turn on your video and you can get started.
Hello.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, thank you so much. My name is...
Fela, structure your lighting, it's off. It's dark. Face the light, please.
Okay, I'm facing it.
All right, continue. The lighting is off, but please continue.
Thank you so much. My name is Akinshe Felabuyi, and I'm the CEO and also one of the major co-founders at Salubata. And at Salubata, we have this vision to invent lifestyle technologies that help people and planets. Personally, I'm an entrepreneur and also an inventor. I'm a graduate of the University of Lagos with a BSc and also a master's degree in environmental toxicology and pollution management with distinctions. I have a 7-year combined experience as a business analyst, as an environmental scientist, and a designer. I am driven by deep intellectual curiosity, hard work, and creativity. And so the question is, why do we do what we do at Salvat? In a year alone, there are over 381 million tons of plastic waste produced. Now, the sad part to this is that just only about 9% of this waste have ever been recycled, like ever. We have another situation whereby we have a lot of recycling companies around, but the volume of the plastic waste in the environment not only remains constant, but also more in the environment. So we realize that we have more people reusing this plastic waste rather than recycle or upcycle them. So right now, we currently have over 5 trillion plastics still floating in our canals and oceans. And so it was with this background in environmental science and in shoe design, my team and I started imagining if we could convert all of this plastic waste to footwear. We also realized that the potential for impact is so huge. Global footwear market is currently valued at $264 billion per annum. And in 2 years, this will be $320 billion. And so this is the reason why we decided to occupy this niche of low-cost recycled plastic shoes and makes a profit while also benefiting people and planet. And so if you can see the shoes, we currently have a patent on this invention and also a design right. And also aside the fact that the shoes are made from plastic waste, they're also modular in nature. Modular in the sense that I just replace the black one with the brown one. And so you can do so with as many colors. And so what that implies is that you are helping you reduce your cost by over 75% less than any other shoe you can purchase in the market. The shoes are also very breathable. That means that you do not need any socks. So it makes your feet, prevent your feet from smelling. And so beyond that, we are also helping to also reduce the global carbon footprint by purchasing each shoe. And likewise, you also have over 5% of our profit is being dedicated to the cause of empowering women in underserved communities, because we realize that for every shoe you purchase, the impact of this pollutant affect the people in underserved communities the most, particularly the women. And so that is the reason why we do this. Now, back to our team. We are a team of experts, of designers, of scientists, of researchers, of e-commerce experts. And so we have a combined experience of over 21 years. We also have affiliations with the likes of Nike, Adidas, and Disney. We are particularly positioned for scale. And so we are built strategically positioned for customer acquisition and also design. Beyond that, as we started in 2018, we were able to produce over 1,200 shoes to date. We currently have over 900 plus recurrent customers today. We bootstrapped to date. And so with that, we currently have over $6,000, an average of $6,000 in revenue. Currently have over about 2,500 in bond rate. And also our churn rate is extremely low because people really love what we're doing. They remain what we're doing. As at last year when the pandemic struck, we're able to even double our revenue by $84,000 from the past year. And so it shows that our business is built for scale. In team, we're able to also build, raise over $35,000 and also in investments, also raise from $150,000 from investors. And that means that people love what we're doing and trust us with their money. For each shoe you purchase, there is an average of 140% margin on each shoe you purchase. So we can readily give out 5% of this to women in underserved communities. Lastly, as to the milestones, as we commence, our major milestone was reached when we were able to file our patents and design rights as of 2019. As of 2020, we were able to reach our first 1,000 customers. And so beyond all of this, we also have a Delaware corporation, and that's in the US, and that is particularly positioned to receive payments from the US and also anywhere in the world, and also receive strategic partnerships, all of this. Lastly, I must add that our business are not just be validated by profit alone, but also be validated winning awards at this national and international competition. One primary thing is that we're able to win at the African Innovation as the overall best among 200 finalists.
Thank you very much, Fela Akinshare. Thank you very much. I mean, you tried to follow the poem framework, and so It is now the time for the judges to decide. But before I move to the judges, let me also say that we're streaming live on YouTube. Feel free to also use the hashtag DAAYTA2021, as well as hashtag ARM Engage. Feel free to use those hashtags, and you can also tag at ARM Engage. So now we'll move to the judges, who I'm sure will have questions for you. Judges, over to you. Thank you very much.
Hi, fella.
Hello.
Interesting product. And I'm particularly the impact in relation to the plastics connects with me. I actually hate those black plastic bags that we see all over Lagos. I note that you mentioned patent and design protection. What exactly is protected? Okay. I also note you said Nigeria and US. So what exactly is protected, and for how long do you have this protection?
And so, okay, for our patents, okay, let me talk about what is protected. The shoes are not just made from plastic waste alone. They are also modular. So the fact that they are not just made from plastic waste alone and also modular is what is being patented. And we also have design rights on the invention. And so the product is being, we have an IP on this product in Nigeria and also in the US. And the reason we have for the US is because we realize that most of our competitors, such as the likes of potential competitors, such as the likes of Nike and Adidas, also have their biggest market in all of this. And we believe that they are going to jump on this invention. And that's why we did that. And so that is why we did that, yeah.
Sorry, just a quick follow-on question. So in the US, what do you have? Do you have a utility patent or a design patent?
We have a patent, a utility patent, utility.
Okay, and how long is that for?
For 10 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me go ahead. I see two businesses here. So one, the recycle business, because you could actually sell the end product wholesale. And then I see a shoe business. So how do you hope to manage the complexities of, I mean, you're competing in two markets. You're competing in the recycle business because you have inputs and you're competing with other recycle companies. And then you have the output side where you're selling shoes and you're competing in a different industry. And that makes it complex, you understand?
Okay, I must
to address that. Yeah.
Okay, I must say that, thank you so much for the question. I must say that we are not actually competing with the recycling companies. We partner with them. And so what we do is that we upcycle the plastics and recycle them into these shoes. And so what we do is that beyond what you see, our target audience is a mass market. And it is not just for people that love the environment. It is a mass market and it's for everybody that wears a shoe. Everybody. And so what that means is that the first thing we focus on is in the design of the shoes. Focus on design. So the first thing you see is design. And the next thing is then get educated about what we're doing. And so for us, we believe that we are strategically positioned beyond just making shoes. We have been making shoes, even personally, designing shoes for the past 7 years. But then I found a purpose for the planet and also for people. And so we are strategically positioned in such a way that our patents and design rights protect us from any form of infringements. Beyond that, we are the first in the market when it comes to this. And aside that, the offerings of the products are also really fantastic. It's something you really want to even jump on our website and buy straight away.
Sorry, just a clarification. Are you saying you buy your inputs from other recycling companies or you recycle plastics?
So we partner with recycling companies to get the what's it called, the containers, the plastics themselves. We partner with them, then we do the recycling into shoes.
Sorry, that's what I meant. So you're competing for the same input. So if you come to my street today, you'll be competing with somebody else to get recycled from me. That's what I meant.
As it is now, they are in a metropolitan like Lagos alone. There are over 1,200 tons of plastic waste produced daily.
So the plastics are free. And so what happens is that we don't even buy this plastic waste. We are given for free. And so it is more like we are not paying for this, exactly. So we are not in a competition with them.
All right, just a quick question, caller here. Is there any opportunity to license your technology to other shoe companies, or is that something that that is not on your roadmap?
Yes. So as part of our roadmap, by year 2022, we want to render our franchise. We already have interest from countries like Ethiopia, South Africa, and also Brazil. And so by next year, we want to be able to do this. We believe that is going to be a major revenue stream for us. And so that is the reason why, so we have plans for that. We have plans for that franchise. Aside the retail partnerships, there's a franchise on that technology. And so the partnership, so that is what I mean.
Phil, I'd like to follow on Sadiq's question, and in a way on Fola's as well. Your assumption that your raw material cost is zero.
Yeah.
What happens if that changes? Because there's suddenly competition for your raw material, and there are many different types of plastic. So you probably require a particular kind. And in that context, if you can just explain, perhaps just to make it a bit simpler. I think we love your idea, but it seems complex at the moment. So just use this time to break down the complexity, and then also back to you, because you have a B2C and a B2B model. Presumably your scaling model may be a B2B, and you're hoping to be bought out by a Nike or Disney, or, that's what I heard you say. Can you speak a little bit more to that? You're manufacturing your raw material and your, B2B business model.
And so, thank you so much for the question. At Salubata, our mission is to invent lifestyle technologies that help people and planets. And so, if anything changes about even the use of plastics, we go to other products. All we are after is helping people and planets. And so, with that technology, if we have more people in our space, right now we currently have, for every shoe you purchase at 15, it costs us to make the shoe at $15. We have, and our cost of acquisition per customer is $10. So we sell those shoes at $60. So that is a 140% margin. And so even if we start buying those plastics, we are still going to be making at least a 100% margin on those shoes.
You said your shoes would retail for $60.
$60,
That
yes.
That worries me a bit. Isn't that high end? And what is? I'm not sure if you covered your target audience. That seems pricey for the vast non-consumption that we have across Africa, which really should be your target market, in my view.
Yes. So our target audience are actually male or female that are between the ages of 18 to 35 years of age, that are resident primarily in urban regions with primarily median level of disposable income. And so, yes, we understand that we have a lot of people, they have a lot of low-income earners, even in Africa here. But then we believe that with that model of buying just one sole with a lot of uppers, we are also saving costs on buying a lot of shoes. And so that is also going ahead to also save the space. So you are paying 75% less than every other shoe. So it's way less expensive than every other shoe purchased in the market.
Sorry, fella, I have to sort of jump onto something Ndidi mentioned, and I wasn't sure. The manufacturing of the shoes, where does that actually take place?
Okay, so we manufacture the shoes.
Social impact. Sorry, on the back of Fola, what's your social and economic impact in that manufacturing process?
So the manufacturing is actually done in Lagos. And so pertaining to social and economic impact, I'll talk about like I said earlier on, that for every 5% on each shoe we sell goes to the cost of empowering women in underserved communities. And so what we do with this empowerment is that we train these women to even start manufacturing these shoes and hire them and help them manufacture and help them actually sell these shoes online or elsewhere. So we are actually impacting, that is social impact. The fact that you are even making shoes from plastic waste alone is a social impact. And so we have even gone ahead to further extend this to helping women in underserved communities. And so that is it.
Okay, thank you very much, Fela. Thank you for living up to expectation. Thank you. It is left for the judges to decide if your proposition economics makes sense for them to award you the winner for DAAYTA 2021. Okay, so if Uche is ready, Uche, can you hear me? Okay, Uche, while you're getting ready, let me call on representing ScrapPay. Representing ScrapPay is Tokmaya Sulaiman. Tokmaya, if you're there, you can turn on your video and you can get started. Tokmaya, can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I can hear you, but I can't seem to turn on my video. It's currently disabled.
Oh, it's disabled? Okay. Producer, is it possible to turn on the Tokmaya's video? I saw Itayo's video earlier, so okay, Tokmaya, try now. I hear your video has been disabled. It's been enabled. Sorry. Hello, Tokmaya. Can you try now?
Hello, can you see me now?
I'm actually looking for you. I see you, but I don't. Okay, yeah. All right, I see you. So your time starts now. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, you can get started, Tokmaya. We can see you.
Hello.
Wow. Okay, Tokmaya, you gotta fix your volume. We can see you, but maybe you can't hear us. Tokmaya, I see you are logged with two systems, so you gotta fix your volume. If Uche, okay, I can see Uche now. So Tokmaya, try and fix your audio while we call on Uche, representing natal cares. Uche, can you hear me? Hello, Uche. Okay, Uche and Tokmaya, you both of you need to test your mic and be sure it's working. Itayo.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, all right, Itayo, just relax. Who's asking? Is that Uche?
Yeah, that's Uche.
Okay, Uche, your time, you can get started. Your time starts now, Uche.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Uche Kenneth Udekwe, a master's degree holder in ICT for social development from the University of Turin, Italy. I'm a social entrepreneur, CEO, founder of Natal Cares. 4 years ago, I lost my sister-in-law at childbirth due to complications of pregnancy and delivery. It was one of the saddest moments of my entire life. But
Okay, I think we lost Uche. I think we lost Uche.
I think he just hit his mute button by mistake.
Oh.
Hello.
Okay, Uche.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think I'm being muted at the other end there.
I can hear you.
Okay, well, I'm not sure about that. Okay, but you can start now.
Okay, please, sorry for all these delays. My name is Uche Kenneth Udekwe, a master's degree holder in ICT for social development from the University of Turin, Italy. I'm a social entrepreneur, CEO, founder of Natal Cares. 4 years ago, I lost my sister-in-law at childbirth due to complications of pregnancy and delivery. It was one of the saddest moments of my entire life. But it was then I discovered that I had just become a part of another huge statistics, which is that of maternal and infant mortality. According to the World Health Organization, Nigeria is one of the most
Uche, you're muted. Uche, you're muted.
Uche, what?
Okay, so this is not from my end, it's from the other end. I'm not touching anything.
Okay,
Don't worry, just pay attention to it and click on mute whenever it happens. Relax.
Okay.
Don't get stressed.
Not touching anything here. I really don't understand. Okay, so what do I do now?
I think you should just go ahead.
Okay, so 4 years ago, I lost my sister-in-law at childbirth due to complications of pregnancy and delivery. It was one of the saddest moments of my entire life. But I just discovered that I become a part of another huge statistics, which is that of maternal and infant mortality. According to the World Health Organization, Nigeria is one of the most dangerous countries in the world to give birth in. The country alone accounts for 19% of all maternal deaths on the planet. But then UNICEF breaks it and makes it more clear. Every day, Nigeria loses 2,300 children between the ages of 0 and 5, and about 145 women of childbearing age due to complications of pregnancy and delivery. And because of this, Nigeria is now the second largest contributor to maternal and infant mortality in the whole world. And from our research, there are 3 major reasons for this high mortality. First is because of the massive broken healthcare system. Second, because of the healthcare information gap. And third, because of the unhealthy delivery practices, especially in rural communities. Natal Cares is a social enterprise that harnesses mobile technology, machine learning, and low-cost innovations to provide life-saving healthcare information and essential medical supplies to tackle pregnancy, child delivery, and early motherhood complications. We operate in the maternal and child healthcare sector, which is a market that's statistically proven to be worth $800 million. And we are specifically focusing on pregnant women and nursing mothers in these rural communities. So how do we solve the problem of maternal and infant mortality? Natal Cares delivers life-saving healthcare information to pregnant women and nursing mothers on their basic mobile phones. They don't need a smartphone for this. And then for those of them who cannot read, we send them these messages in voice note in their preferred indigenous language. Now, these personalized weekly texts and voice messages remind expectant mothers of pregnancy follow-ups, clinical reminders, child growth and nutrition, breastfeeding, vaccination reminders, symptoms of prenatal condition, breastfeeding, as well as antenatal and postnatal healthcare tips. And when it's time for them to deliver their baby, we have developed a comprehensive delivery kit. Furnished by our team of doctors, it contains all the essential supplies that pregnant women require at childbirth to ensure safe and hygienic delivery. Our mobile application is socially inclusive. Pregnant women can order for their kits and get it delivered. And then it also has a connect doctor feature for immediate referrals when there's any sort of emergency. And so far, we've been able to disburse around 250,000 kits with more than 25,000 women actively subscribed on our mobile platform. And this has helped us to ensure safe birth in at least 6 rural communities in Nigeria. Our business model is simple. We offer a monthly subscription fee charge for our message service, and we make revenue from direct sales of our comprehensive kits. To launch our startups in 2018, we raised a 3 million naira seed capital trade grant, and currently we have a bond rate of 700K. We have a revenue of 16.5 million, and we're currently profitable because the business allows us to. Our next milestone is to increase our monthly active users to 100,000 mothers and increase our monthly revenue to $50,000. And with our current partnership with Wema Bank, we believe we should be hitting these milestones in the next 12 months. So far, Natal Care's team is made up of 2 medical doctors, Dr. Folashade and Dr. Bayo, 2 nurses, Morayo and Chidima, 2 midwives, Mrs. Tuno and Elizabeth, 1 CTO, Engineer Charles, who has a PhD in view,
one project manager, and then an advisory board. The entire team has 65 cumulative years experience. Our vision at Natal Care is to become a global company, leading in the use of reliable technology to combat maternal and infant mortality in Africa. And we implore you to come along with us in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Uche. Thank you for picking up despite the initial bottleneck that you faced. Okay, so it is now up to the judges to decide if they like what you presented and what they think about it. So judges, over to you, please.
Hi, Uche, thanks for that. I was really fascinated by the voice note feature. How is that delivered over what platform? And secondly, I mean, I think one of the biggest challenges with healthcare in Africa is really figuring out who pays, right? Because of the very low incomes of the people that need the maternal care you're providing. So who's your payer today? Are you also looking at leveraging the private or public insurance schemes that may or may not work so well? Yeah, just keen to know, what the revenue model is in a bit more detail. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. So let me start with that of who pays. So I want us to understand that the market that we're reaching at low-income areas, the rural community women. And so what we've done to reach out to these people and to make sure that it is so easy for them and convenient to pay. Actually, they do the payment. And what I'm trying to explain, how we've made it so easy for them is that we've set up what we call a natal care savings scheme. So first of all, I want to break down the process of how we even meet these people and how this scheme is so effective. So in rural communities, unlike the urban communities, what they have, because of the lack of the healthcare infrastructure, what they have there is the TBAC, the traditional birth attendance centers, and some of them have basic healthcare, but the TBAC is what is run in rural communities. So sometimes you get to have two communities share one TBAC center, and then sometimes a community is lucky to just have one. So this is where we meet all of these women. We don't necessarily need to go to their individual houses to get to them. So when they come to these TBAC centers, we have set up what we call the natal care savings scheme. The kids, our entire services cost around 4,500 naira. And so we have broken it down for them. A woman gets to carry a pregnancy for 9 months, and then plus another 12 months that the child, they give it to a child, because our service ends probably when they are when the child is 1 month, 1 year, sorry. So that's like around 17 months. And so we're breaking around 4,500 into that amount. And then at the end of the day, all they just have to pay for each month into this savings scheme is around 215 naira, which is not even up to $1. So with this, it is, the money is so easy for them to contribute. As a matter of fact, we have so much success in this area that many of these women would choose to save more than that, so that even after they deliver their baby, they can have extra to start something. The most vulnerable of them, we've also used this avenue to help them to be able to save more, so that they can even start extra business while trying to take care of their children. Yeah, so this is exactly how this women in underserved communities and rural communities get to pay with ease and with convenience. And then our voice note is actually partnered with an organization called Zonophone. So Zonophone actually offers, we actually started with Twilio before, but we discovered that the charges for Zonophone is quite easy. They offer a voice note and even SMS platform, which is what we are leveraging on to get to this woman.
The voice notes, do they work with feature phones? I'm just trying to figure out.
It works, yeah. So it works like a message, normal message. Yeah, they get to receive it like a call. And so when they receive it like a call, it sounds on the air with every kind of phone, yeah.
Okay, then on the payment side, because this is something that's very, very interesting. I've been on the board of a healthcare startup that didn't survive, also trying to solve the same problem, but doing ambulances in Ghana. That was Maza Health. Then I also know that Gates Foundation gave Grameen about almost $100 million to try to solve this problem, and they spent all of that money, and it still wasn't solved. I like what you're partnering with Wema Bank, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Wema Bank. Yeah, Alex too. Yeah.
So can you explain how that whole partnership with Wema Bank works and how the savings thing? Because what I discovered, or what we discovered for Maza, was that the women were not even using cash. Although they paid eventually, but so that's a different conversation entirely. So can you please explain how you're doing it to Wema Bank?
Okay, so like I said, what we have is a natal care savings scheme for the unbanked, and the unbanked is mostly these women in rural communities. So Wema Bank just simply provides a platform where these women can save whatever. It's a low cost. It's a low cost innovation, and then it's also the money they have to pay is little. So Wema Bank just we partner with Wema Bank to be able to, so that these women can be able to pay this little money into
So
that.
I want to understand how the mechanism works. Is it USSD or how do women pay? Where do they move the money from?
Okay, so
if they are on bank, they don't already have accounts.
Okay, thank you very much. So like I said, we use the TVAC, the traditional birth attendance centers. And the reason why we have used that center is because this is a community thing. These women are used to that particular community. So it is well controlled. So this is the point where we just go to. The women just have this service. So I want you just to go there and collect this money and dump for them. So it makes it so easy for them.
Sorry, I just have a quick question around what changed the outcomes in terms of either life or death? Is it the kit? Is it the mobile application? Is it a combination? And how much impact? How much change is that in that outcome have you witnessed? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. So this is what we really do. Ours is to ensure, I started with some of the basic problems that we noticed with these women and the causes of the maternal, which is number one, the lack of healthcare information. And because of this, these women tend to believe in superstitious belief and fables. And that's the part we're trying to solve with our certified healthcare messages. And then at the point of delivery itself, the medical supplies that they lack, we already have it in a kitted form. So they don't need to go elsewhere to go and look for it. It's already down there for us. So at childbirth, they already have everything they need to ensure a safe and hygienic delivery. So the application is just for those of them, 17.5% of them who have access to smartphones and then want to order for that kit at their own convenience, really. But then the most impact that we have is through the messages, which guides them throughout their pregnancy journey. To tell them all the symptoms of their prenatal condition, and then the point of delivery, which is the most important part again, the use of the kits.
What exactly is in the kits? Could you clarify?
Yeah, sure. So we have 16 supplies. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read them out one by one. So first of all, we have 1 piece of mucus extractor, 10 pieces of maternal pads, 5 pieces of gauze, 2 pieces of cut clamps, 1 bottle of olive oil, 1 bar of antiseptic soap, 1 bar of methylated spirit, 1 treated mosquito net, 2 bars of glucose, 1 yard of Macintosh, and then 1 pack of cotton wool. Then recently, because of the coronavirus, we also want to be sure that some of these women too, are protected. We also have, so we've included 2 pairs of sterile glove, a hand sanitizer, surgical mask, hand towel, an handkerchief, and then all of these are in a well-packed kit. So these are the contents of the kit.
So how do you address, given this kit, just a simple question, from a previous presenter, we heard the issue of blood.
Oh, sorry, please, can you come again, Ma? Sorry.
So the challenge of blood loss, because you say the kit
Hello?
is the most important. Can you hear me?
Sorry, can you come again, Ma?
Okay, the challenge of blood loss during childbirth, just to take one critical medical condition, how do you deal with that, since your objective or your key intervention point is during childbirth?
Okay, so so that's in medical term, that's actually called postpartum hemorrhage, the loss of blood usually during childbirth. So what we have in our kits, but very sensitive supply, is what we call prosmotol. The prosmotol is actually certified by the World Health Organization and can be used for postpartum hemorrhage, but it is very sensitive, and that is where the trainings. That's why our training come in. So we don't only just give these supplies to the TBAC centers, which is like our point of call. We also train them on how to use each of the content in this kit. And so, but then when it's now out of our reach, that is where our connect to doctor feature now works. So at that point, we can do an immediate doctor referrals when that's when it's now beyond our own power. But to solve postpartum hemorrhage, we use postmortem. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, judges. I'm afraid we have to move on. Let me quickly call on the next finalist for this evening. I'd like to call on Tokbe Sulaiman, who is the CEO or co-founder of ScrapPage. Tokbe, if you can hear me, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Tokbe Sulaiman, co-founder, CEO of ScrapPage. I'm a skilled business analyst with over 5 years experience leveraging and analyzing data to improve business bottom lines. I've served across 3 African markets, Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya while at this. My startup ScrapPage allows waste producers, individuals, and enterprise to dispose recyclable waste with independent businesses, collectors, and agents, delivering convenience and reward on demand. By 2025, just 4 years from now, we would be generating 3.4 billion tons of waste. This is up an outstanding 70% from the 2016 levels. While it is no news that developing nations like Nigeria typically recover less than 10% of the waste they generate, it is news that over 1% in every urban population survive by scavenging recyclable materials. In Lagos, that is over 2 million people. In our terms, that is over 2 million businesses waiting to be unearthed. Also, waste producers like yourself cannot dispose of their recyclable materials even if they wanted to. So, ScrapPage connects you, the waste producer, with these recycling businesses while everybody gets a share of the connection ensures that we can deliver on less than a day recovery cycle while building a decentralized collection network. Our producers use USSD to request for their pickup of the recyclable materials. This is because we intend to cross across income levels from the low to the high. So the USSD is a technology that can be used without internet. While our collectors and our agents, who are businesses, use a combination of mobile application and IoT scale to deliver their services to you. As of today, we have generated some $5,000 in revenue. We've recovered 220,000 kilograms of recyclable materials off the streets of Lagos. We've raised $65,000 in grants, debt financing, friends and family, and founders capital thus far. And over the past 6 months, from October, we've grown our recovery volume by an average of 25% month on month. Our business is simple. We connect to recover recyclable materials, we add value to them, and we sell. We take an average of 30% across the 5 material classes that we currently collect: plastic, metal, aluminum, and the other ones. The recycling and material recovery market in Nigeria is valued at about $1 billion. But it is very interesting to note from historicals that this market is expected to grow at 291.6% over the next decade, thus dramatically improving our obtainable market quality. While we have a lot of companies in recycling, upscaling, and all of this in the market today, the fundamental problem remains, which is collection. For all of them, it applies. We're building the decentralized network with our independent businesses to deliver on less than a day disposal cycle with our online and offline technology for users, where everybody gets to enjoy part of the revenue. We have a core team of 5 with Bolu Atife having served delivering tech products to multinational companies across 3 continents. He heads our operation and strategy team. Olumide is our product development lead with experience developing tech products across the growth stages. Ibrahim is an investment banking analyst that has originated deals from in Middle East and Africa and all of that. We have Elias on our tech team, who has been in the fintech space for over 5 years. Myself, I also have 4 years experience in the material recovery market. I've managed operations from end to end, and our varsity team has over 25 years experience combined with John Makrika, Jenny Gattin, and Atnyaki Sulere. We expect to be cash flow positive from September 2022, reducing our cost to income ratio as we go along while improving our margins. Our current burn rate is about $3,800 per month. Today, we have 7 collectors, 2 agents, and serve over 2,000 waste producers, individuals, and enterprise. Umar is one of our collectors. With ScrapPage today, he makes over 120% what he typically would have made outside of our network. collecting only on request, getting commissions, and today it can boost of a better livelihood. In 24 months, we would have affected over 20,000 women, grow their businesses, and build hundreds of agent businesses across the state. Collected over 120 million tons of recyclable materials in this time, and facilitated payout of over 3.5 million US dollars from participating in material recovery. Our vision is to build a network of businesses that will deliver on doubling recycling rates in developing nations while delivering reward and convenience to you, the waste producers. Why not join us today? Scrap does pay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thank you for that. Let's move quickly to the judges. Judges, what do you think about what Dr. just pitched?
Brilliant pitch, very timely. How does this feed into a larger, so you have agents out there. What's your specific relationship with those agents? What do you see as your biggest risk?
So essentially, our goal is to build a decentralized network. And typically, every other firm that is in this space tend to take on all of this themselves. And we realize that the logistic capacity is just not there. So what we're doing is our agents are temporary storage facilities for us to store the materials that is being collected by our collectors. Think of it as Paga for recyclable materials, where you have agents or Momo agents everywhere. And these people have storage facilities temporarily to keep the materials that you requested to be disposed of. So that's the relationship we have with our agents. They use our mobile application and our IoT device. So it's typically business for them because they are making money from recycled materials that they collect. So currently our agents make 9% on every kilogram of the revenue on every kilogram of materials that they store temporarily in their outlet.
How do you do, let me just do one quick follow on. How do you do quality control and the separation, given that it's your agents that are doing that for you? And what?
So essentially, okay, all right. So essentially, like I said, the agents do temporary storage facility, and it's important for us to be able to decentralize. But on our app, we have a feature that our agents can request for pickup of their recycled materials. But in this time, we then go to them, collect the materials they have stored temporarily for us, then take it to our central facility where we add value to them. Because essentially our business, like I said, is to connect for recovery, then add value to these materials. We separate them. For our plastic currently, we shred, we bag, and we supply to factories that use them as raw material. So that's how we do quality control, because it still comes to our own outlet where we add some value to these materials.
Tope, you already answered a couple of my issues when you did the presentation, particularly in relation to the estimated market for the recyclable materials. But long-term contracts, what do you have in place?
So currently, we do not operate to have long-term. We do not have long-term contract with any businesses or thereabout, because essentially we want people to come on the system and use it to do business, right? So it's more like for our collectors, it's more like an Uber system where you can come on board, collect materials at will, and make money and go back when you want to collect. So it's convenience based, right? So we do not essentially have contractual agreement with our agent or contractual agreement with our collectors. It's simply what we have on our terms and conditions on our mobile application that covers for all of that.
Okay, so that's clear on the supply side. What about on the demand side?
So essentially, I'll talk about two material types. The first is metal, because currently the entire production for the foundries in all around the country, Nigeria, 90% of their supply comes from recyclables, right? And there's a demand every single day that is not being met by this foundries, for example, right? Every day, and in fact, the payment for supplies is less than 24 hours. This is how much they need these materials. And they also give you even more commissions if they're able to supply more materials, because they need them in as much volume as they can get, because they do not use ore to produce the iron rods and all of that. They focus on recyclable materials for their production. Another example is plastic. So as we know that the plastic is very, very much abundant, we also have companies like Lings, Alchem, and the rest of them that use this material, and also BASF, which John Macrica, one of our advisors, is the managing director, that uses materials for chemical production. So the demand of these materials are also very high, but and in the market across board. And I can also talk about other material types that we currently collect.
So what differentiates you from your other competitors? And in the absence of contracts, particularly long-term contracts, how are you going to be able to deal with the competition?
Okay, with respect to competition, like I said, the fundamental problem is collection. And what we're doing is to build the network for that collection, right? So that's the very first thing that is really important. And that's being done by the independent businesses we are onboarding, our collectors and our agents, to ensure that the network for collection can actually be done. Producers like yourself are always wary when they have a lot of materials, even if they want to dispose in their space and they cannot dispose it off as fast as possible, right? So we also have a USSD solution, *347 *477# at the moment, that you can also use to immediately request for pickup without internet access, right? That USSD comes with a wallet, which means your payment for the materials you have disposed can be paid directly to your wallet or paid cash, depending on the customer. We have customers that save up this money for for services such as for different services. They save it up so that they can give to motherless babies home and all of that. So we also have a wallet feature on our USSD app. So those are two things essentially that we do, apart from the delivery time, which will ensure that is in a day from the point of request. So these are the about 3 key things that we do differently from any of our competition, and focusing on the collection, which is the bane of the problem.
So can I just follow on Fola's question just quickly? You've talked about payments, logistics, collections, and then clearly there's also the matchmaking. Where would you say the core of your competitive advantage or unique selling point is? And secondly, also to put Fola's question in a different way, if you had a major demand point for a particular kind of product, do you think that would transform your business model in terms of potential scale and impact, or does it not matter?
Absolutely, it matters. But for us, like I said, the most important thing is to build the network, right? The request, a large volume of requests can also definitely transform, because, for example, we have enterprise customers that dispose of as much as 20, 30 tons of material in a single month, which is very, very essential to what we're doing currently. But primarily, our goal is to build that network, and that's what we're primarily focused on right now. Large volumes are also very important, but it also means that we need to be able to meet supplies for those large volumes, and that is only going to come from the network that we're going to build. That's the other question. The first question is the USP. So for every other recycling company that we currently have in the market, one thing for our USP that we're doing is logistics and the connection, which they do not do. We have an offline and an online technology that allows individuals and these businesses to relate and to connect. We have an IoT scale that ensures that volume that is measured from our producer is not tampered on our system, so that the IoT scale directly communicates with the mobile application and records what is being scaled, and the compensation is also given immediately. So I think that these 2 things will be the USP that I will talk about at this time.
2 questions from me, if there's time. One is, how do you handle margin squeeze? Because as soon as your suppliers realize that they can squeeze you, then it's easy to up the price on a continuing basis. The second one is
how do you handle? Please come again with the question. I want to be sure.
Margin squeeze. So I mean, your suppliers will squeeze you.
Okay.
Okay, and then secondly, what is so? I mean, I know there is enough in the market today in terms of waste, but what is so different and that gives you an edge compared to your competition that have been in this space for some time? Thank you.
Okay, so how do we handle margin squeeze? So essentially, our model is a revenue sharing model, right? So which means that we our margin is somewhat constant, and we take about 30% of what we get from the sales of this material. So if prices drop from our suppliers' end, it means that it also affects every other person within the value chain because it's a revenue share. Like I said, we take 10% on average across material types. Our collectors take about 19% because they do their hard work. Our collectors that store temporarily take about 9%, while the producers take about 42 to 45% of the material. So because it is revenue share, we're sure that our margin is secure, so that if prices increase, they also enjoy the price increase. And if prices drop, they also enjoy the price drop because it is a revenue share for everybody. So the unique selling point with competitors are already been in the market up until this time. So our unique selling point is the logistics are now we decentralize the collection for using online and offline technology. Every other person in the market right now do their collection by themselves without any sort of technology input into what they currently do. It is local. So all of these things, we have been able to put all of the advantages of these things together and ensure that we can facilitate the recovery through technology, that anybody, even a market woman, can use a USSD code to request for pickup and get paid directly immediately for the material he or she has given to us.
All right, Dr. Thank you very much. Thank you, judges, for those intriguing questions. Let me move quickly to our very last panelist for this evening. All right, Eitayo, if you're ready, can turn on your video and get started. Can you hear me, Eitayo?
Yes, I can hear you, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Over to you.
Hi, Georges and everyone. My name is Tayo. I am a technology education entrepreneur and a product manager with over 6 years experience building technology products on USAID and World Bank programs. In 2017, I reflected on my personal journey, how it was difficult for me to learn online as an African. And this contributed to almost 2 years of unemployment. Learning technology skills in this part of the world is a very big struggle. Access is the major challenge for a market of almost 630 million people that need to be upskilled for today's job and also for the job of tomorrow. So to address this major crisis and to position Africa on the global map in the technology industry, my team, we built a new product called the Nucleus. So think about the Nucleus as an encrypted device with well-structured, pre-installed learning content. The value here is that Africans, regardless of their location and economic status, can access premium technology skill training that we have co-created with top technology experts without relying on the internet. The goal for us is to make this device, the Nucleus, accessible to young people between the ages of 20 and 35, mostly recent graduates and professionals. And what we have done is to make sure that the contents are well protected by our 4-layered security software to avoid unpermitted distribution. Today, with about $80, a young person, regardless of the location, can get the device within 24 hours. UTIVA is led and managed by a team of 5 young educators with 30 years cumulative experience in the technology industry. Our growth lead, for instance, has experience leading sales in technology. Our academic director has 6 years experience working in the academic environment. I have a master's in business strategy from the UK. Within the space of 1 year, we've been supported by Facebook, MIT, Alcyon Incubator, Global Good Fund in the United States. We have also built an advisory around a more Pan-African market. We have accessed up to $70,000 in grants. We've done a revenue of about $275,000 in 2020, so we are growing quite, considerably fast. We've achieved 35% profit with a burn rate of about 5.5 million naira per month. We have completed the content creation journey from data to product to AI to design to cybersecurity. We've established a market presence in 9 different cities We have trained about 3,000 young people and also achieved 65% transition rate into new jobs. So moving from here, our strategic partnership with the Nigerian government to train recent graduates that are serving, because you know that most of them are posted in the remotest part of the country, will prepare us, to get the device into the hands of about 200,000 young people, regardless of their location. Lagos is not Nigeria. Nigeria is not Africa. Our goal is to get these in the hands of people across the 55 African countries on the continent. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. Right on time. Judges, what do you think?
Itai, a very, very interesting proposition. The content in the nucleus, is it under license from a third party?
Yeah, we create the content ourselves. We have a mini studio in Lagos. We have a faculty of almost 200 young people that are professionals. What we have done is to partner with technology companies. So we hire our professionals that train directly from those technology companies. It's a model that is called co-creation. So for example, we can create a data analytics content in partnership with a fintech company in Nigeria. And that's the model that we have adopted to creating the content. So we own the content ourselves and we pay for the content creation upfront.
Okay, thank you.
When you have education is such an important factor and you have so much traction in terms of some of the data that you mentioned, in terms of the scale you've reached and so on, I'm just a bit surprised that you haven't gone further. What's holding you back?
So 2020 was quite an interesting time for us to really prove that this really works. It's something that we built in 2019, but we were not, really confident enough to take it to market until 2020 when the COVID happened. And in COVID, we're able to reach more people. And Enugu State government, for example, just signed a partnership with us to train up to 10,000 people within the space of 5 years using the same device. We just got into a relationship with National Youth Service Corps. So it looks like the opportunity is a lot for us, but the opportunities were really unveiled, during the COVID. We wouldn't have known that the opportunities are really, that much without, the silver lining of the COVID situation. So moving from here, what we want to do is to invest more into the content creation and then rapidly go straight into the market and get this out into the market. It's also an advantage for us because it helps us to create some level of market dominance quite very early. So beyond just technology skills training in the future, what we are hoping is that we can start to partner with other educators to put their content on our device. So think about the device as beyond just using it to learn technology skills, it can become a one-stop shop for everything you want to learn.
Speak to the device a little bit more, please.
Yeah,
exactly how I remember you talked about a payment scheme. How do you access the device? How do you bring it down to the lowest possible cost? Possibility of recycling devices people don't use. Just speak to the device a little bit, and I have no more questions.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is the device. Let me talk to the device a little bit. The device is a dongle that currently exists as a flash drive that is encrypted. So people who have laptops and also mobile phones can use the device today. In the future, the device might move a little bit from just being a dongle to being a mini tablet. And that's pretty much how we want to scale that. The distribution today is coordinated with a very large network of people that we have locally on ground. So because of our partnership, for instance, we pretty much have an average of 30 young people per state in Nigeria that helps us distribute because they're also core members, 7 within the 1 year. It's easy for us to onboard them at the beginning and leverage on that network and that channel to get the device into the hands of everyone. So in terms of redistributing the device, the interesting thing is that we can lock about 40 to 50 different training courses into just one single device. And then it's a learn as you pay model. So you pay for data science with just $10 and then you get the pass key to data science. And then you decide in the next 1 year that you want to learn cybersecurity. And then you get a pass key to unlock cybersecurity on the same device. The vision is to be able to pack, as much, learning content into one single device. And then we are also offering a model where you get a discount on another training if you can share your device with another person. but it's something we've not experimented with. We just got into partnership with a major fintech in Nigeria, CredPal, that is helping young people to access the device and pay at installments. So they want to help us to take off the entire payment, the entire payment struggle. So with CredPal, you can get the device and continue to pay at installments and zero interest. And these are all the different things that we're experimenting with to ensure that young people can access the device and keep learning and pay, at a level of convenience.
Please, thank you, Itai. Can you please talk about your revenue model? How do you make money, and how do you share that money amongst all the different stakeholders?
Mm-hmm. So today, what we have done is to say you pay upfront. Paying upfront is about $80 US. You get the device within 24 hours. And then you unlock two major courses that you must have predetermined before getting the device. And subsequently, you can pay an average of $5 to $10 US to unveil more courses as you move on. That is one element of our our business model. The other side is the payment as installments, because we've been able to leverage on three major financial services businesses that are helping us. In fact, we have an ongoing conversation with Access Bank, because Access Bank has a major relationship with NYSE. So Access Bank can help us to provide the financials, the funding at upfront, and core members can pay back to Access Bank, as installments. The third piece, which is the most interesting part, is the hiring piece of the work that we do, which we have not really, scratched. We've been getting tractions here and there from fintech businesses that want to hire locally, and they're looking to leverage on our network to get the best talent that have learned from us. That's also another piece of the business that we also want to unravel. But training and hiring are two different businesses, but it's possible for us to unveil that element and get some bigger value from it if we become successful on the training side of things.
Itai, are you authorized to issue certificates for the training?
So it's one of the conversations that we are happy to unveil and discuss in the future. My personal ideology is we shouldn't build UTIVA so much around certification, because we know that the African market is quite very certificate conscious, especially the recent graduates. But I'm in conversation with our team to build UTIVA as a brand whose certification is recognized. Personally, there are many courses I have taken in the past that I pretty much do not remember the organizations that delivered the training, but I remember the certification. So we don't want to have a situation where we are building so much partnerships around certification and UTIVA gets to fade away as we move. It looks like a very short cut to success, but we want to build a UTIVA brand so that in the next 20 years, people can say, oh, I have the UTIVA certificate, and the market can recognize it. So we are focusing so much on our own certification.
All right, Itayo, thank you very much. Thank you, judges. This is where we end the pitch session for tonight. And at this point, the judges will move to a breakout room where they will deliberate on whose pitch caught their attention the most, whether it's the proposition, whether it's the economics, whether it's the milestones or the vision. Judges, it's up to you to tell us who you think should be the winner of DAAYTA 2021. So judges would ask you to please kindly move to the breakout room, and we hope to see you back in the next 5-7 minutes. Thank you, judges, for your good work, and thank you, panelists. Thank you to our audience, everyone who has stayed through since we started at exactly 6 p.m. We are just about winding down gradually. Remember, you can tweet about DAAYTA 2021, hashtag DAAYTA 2021, and hashtag ARM Engage. You can also tag at ARM Engage. All right, we're still streaming on YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. All right, I know some of you have asked some of the finalist questions, and I see that they responded to the questions. If you still have more questions, you can ask them. They will respond. The beautiful thing is that every one of the 6 finalists that pitched tonight are already winners. I mean, I can say for sure that the quality this year is way higher. I mean, this is absolute. I mean, the judges, I wonder who they are going to decide as the winner, because I thoroughly enjoyed all the pitch sessions this evening. So thank you very much to our finalists. All right, so we have just a short video to share with you while we wait for the judges. So grab, tea, a bottle of water, while we wait for who will be crowned the winner of DAAYTA 2021. Producer, over to you.
We're struggling to go to the breakout rooms, please.
Okay, TD, you said, okay, so I know the team behind
The judges have been struggling to go into the breakout room, so we've not had any deliberations. If you can move us to the breakout room so we can discuss this, we'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, TD, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'll just reach out to the team. Okay, so while the team tries to sort that out, I know that they're working behind the scene trying to sort that out. I'll just request for the producer to move everyone to the breakout room.
If life were a game where every choice brought you closer to your dream, ask yourself, would you stay where you're unappreciated, waiting for change to happen? Or would you somehow take that first step to changing things for yourself? At ARM Pensions, we believe in taking action, because when it comes to your retirement goals, it's not about who you are, it's about who you play with. Join the team of more than just pension managers. Join the team that appreciates you. Switch to ARM Pensions today. If life were a game where every choice brought you closer to your dream, ask yourself, would you stay where you're unappreciated, waiting for change to happen? Or would you somehow take that first step to changing things for yourself? At ARM Pensions, we believe in taking action, because when it comes to your retirement goals, it's not about who you are, it's about who you play with. Join the team of more than just pension managers. Join the team that appreciates you. Switch to ARM Pensions today.
Thank you very much, my producer and the team behind the scene, the data team working tirelessly. Apologies for that slight break in transmission, so to speak, because we had the video playing over and over, trying to sort out some technical things behind the scene. And I think to some extent we already have that sorted. So apologies to our judges for that delay. Sometimes technology is just the way it is, but for those of us here and many of us who believe that technology remains one of the sort of last hope for Africa to leapfrog development. And so we continue to support startups and folks who are trying to build and solve problems, leveraging technology. Yes, if you look at your screen, you would see what it looks like. This is the prize money. Yes, 12 million naira worth of in cash and support will go to someone tonight. But the reality is that everyone who has pitched tonight, is a winner. It's a winner, and we know that sometimes even the way we see it in a number of competitions across the world where people who are not announced as the winners go on to even do better than those announced. So I'm just saying this to say that irrespective of who wins this evening, who is announced the winner, everyone here is a winner. So a big congratulations, because the ARM stage is a world stage, right? And you've been here, you pitched to amazing. This set of judges are, top notch, high quality judges. They've been there, they've done that, and they continue to do, right? Sitting on many boards and supporting many companies. So I think that everyone who has done this evening is actually a winner in their own right. So congratulations to all of you in advance. Even though one person will be the star winner, every one of you is a winner. And also to the data team, congrats. The quality for this year is actually top notch. Sitting here, anchoring this event, I'm totally blown away at the quality, the depth of presentation. I see some very amazing rising stars in all of this. So congratulations to every one of you. If you are still in the audience, thank you. We had well over 100 people tuned into this program this evening. In addition to those on YouTube, they were also quite a lot. So thank you all for staying the last 2 hours and almost 20 minutes with us. We appreciate it. In the next couple of minutes, we'll be hearing from the judges who would go home with a star prize of 12 million naira tonight. One of the things that I say often is the fact that, ARN remains that brand that gets it. I host a TV show on Channels TV. I write for The Punch. I run a tech blog, and I've been in this industry for the past 10 years, covering the industry, and now also evolved to becoming an investor and also one who works with startups. I can say that not too many brands get it, not too many brands, right? So for ARM, I know this is not the only program that ARM is involved with in the ecosystem. There's one with Ventures platform. So ARM just gets it, and it's exciting to see, the brands that there's a brand that gets it. My friend happens to be a top guy in one of the banks, and the guy was telling me that immediately after the Flutterwave valuation was announced, the last investment, which a couple of the guys here are, an integral part of. He said that, the boardroom the following morning was, it was just heated, right? Everyone was like, wow, what happened, and things like that. The truth is, I love what ARM is doing. ARM has sort of positioned itself to work with them at very early stages, those ideas that are good that they like, which makes a lot of sense. We want to see more corporate innovation happening. We believe that, like has been seen in other countries, the corporate sector, even if you go, just as we are going on with this, I saw a post where it says that NASPA's bet on startups in South Africa has started to pay off because of one or two of a few things that just happened recently. You know, we need to get corporate Nigeria to sort of understand how this ecosystem works, you know, so that at the end of the day, they can also be part of it. But if they refuse to get it, well, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Because right now, the guys have shown that it's possible. So to everyone who has pitched tonight, you know, it's very possible. It's possible that you can go on to create something outstanding, right? Maybe not a unicorn, you know, maybe not a unicorn, but something very sustainable, you know, like some will say gazelle, that goes on to create jobs, makes impact, and makes the investors who put money in you to smile. I think that is very critical. That is a very critical aspect of this whole situation. It doesn't matter how much, you know, loving the idea sounds, you know, it just has to make returns. There has to be returns, especially for the people who stake a bet in it, right? Otherwise, it becomes some charity, and you know, like it is, charities are usually not sustainable, except the model is pretty unique. So the end result is that we want more companies, we want more startups that are able to build sustainably, that are able to stand the test of time. Please, my producer, if the judges are here, TD or any of them, please let me know so that I can stop talking. Right. So to every one of the finalists for this evening, I thank you very much. I learned quite a lot, and I like the fact that poem. One of the things that, you know, and this is the takeaway for every one of you, right? One of the things that just being in data has helped you to achieve, working closely with TD, of course, is that you can pitch in a very streamlined situation, right? So you sort of cut all the complexities and all the niceties, just focus on what matters, the meat of the game, you know, and that's what I love about what the poem framework does. You know, what's the vision, what's the proposition, you know, who is your target market, the target customer base, right? Who are you trying to serve? You know, what impact will you make in the market? You know, the organization, which includes the technology, what technology, your team, like your team, who are your team members? You know, how committed are they? You know, most investors would also, in many situations, run away from, you know, a single founder. They usually love companies and startups with co-founders. So it's very critical that you have the right kind of team, you know, and then the partners, right? You know, who are your teammates and your partners? Where are they? How much have you been able to get them to believe in what you're trying to build? And then the economics, right? The economics is actually the interesting one, right? Many people would say, oh, there are no exits, oh, this, and which is why, for those of us, you know, I remember, you know, I remember standing up in church, you know, the weekend of the Paystack acquisition. I stood up and give a testimony, like, you know, I'm sure folks will be like, well, I gave a testimony because my good friend came about, you know, was an early investor in Paystack, even though I didn't mention his name. But the testimony was basically, oh, I want to thank God that one thing we've been praying for in this ecosystem happened, and that's an acquisition at that scale, you know. I was truly excited. Now, the truth is, in 2016, when Shola was returning, so Michael Sibyl was in the country, and I was with my crew trying to interview Michael Sibyl, and Shola and OO Woye had just come in from Ventures platform, so with Kola, and they came straight to the hotel where I was waiting for them. You know, and behind the scene, Michael was telling me how amazing Paystack would be. This was 2016, like literally. In fact, Shola was behind somewhere around with OO, and then here was Michael, and here I was, and Michael was saying to me that, you know, that this company is going to be amazing in 5 years, right? So what I tell people the story, I say, well, I didn't put money because I didn't have money. But even as I didn't have money, I mean, I could have actually borrowed money and paid gradually if I knew that, if I had listened to the voice of reason. Because he told me, like he told me in my years that CFA, this company in 5 years will be super valuable, like Michael told me. But I didn't invest, right? You know, but hey, I'm happy because this sort of has given positive vibes to the ecosystem in general. And then Flutterwave came and also made it possible. So today you have tons of startups who are excited about the possibilities ahead. So honestly, these are interesting times. And there are angel groups. So kudos to TD, Kola, Big Chef, Dr. Ndidi, and the rest of everyone, all the other judges for the angel groups they've been supporting, because at the heart of everything you see that has happened that you have heard so far are angel groups who are actually doing a lot to support these guys at a very early age. So kudos to all the angel groups, Lagos Angel Network, Rising Tide, Abuja Angel Network, Africa Business Angel Network. I could go on and on and on and on. You know, we need more of these angel networks, right? So if you are in corporate Nigeria, instead of buying the next land in Ibejuleke, you know, find one startup, take a bet, you know, and see what happens. You just never can tell, right? Think about 1,000x. I mean, Big Chef told us how people now come to him to consult on startups, right? You know, and like Kola would always say, money no loss, right? So maybe they are the outliers. You never can tell, but I think that these are very early days for innovation. I think that great things will happen. The guy, is TD here? Is my producer here? Any of the judges are they back?
Yes, we're back.
TD. Okay, so I would like to call on the guy we'll call the grandpa of the ecosystem. You know, he's with the Angel Networks. He's the designer of Point Framework. He has helped tons and tons of startups. TD, you are the man that can do us the honor to let us know who will be crowned the winner of DAAYTA 2021. TD, over to you, please.
Thank you very, very much. We heard from who I would like to call the celebrant earlier, because it is his vision that we celebrate today. And I understand that he may not have been well prepared to actually share his thinking on data. Maybe he just wanted to see what we were going to do first and be sure that all the mechanics and everything else. But I think, you know, it would be good to give a second bite at the cherry. And please, you know, express yourself as well as you may want to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is again my honor, it is my privilege, it is my pleasure, okay, to announce Mr. Deji Alli of ARM fame to share a few words with us on the DAAYTA 2021, in fact, on data program generally, and his views on the Young Talent Awards that bears his name. Mr. Alli, are you here present, sir?
Yes. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much. I don't think I want to speak on data per se, but I think it's just to express my very good wishes and also to congratulate and to say well done to the participants who we've all listened to today. Well done because for breathing life into an idea and taking it this far. It's never easy. And I think what happens between now and when the winner is announced is probably more important and is what is often ignored. In a few minutes, the results will be announced. Someone will be adjudged the winner while the others will not. And what should they make of this? Well, I think the reality is that we don't know which of these participants will turn out to be a spectacular success. And this is regardless of what we who judge them here tonight think. Part of the reason for that is because having the best idea does not always guarantee success. Those of you that will succeed, speaking to the participants now, will do so because you have specific qualities beyond the fact that you have business ideas that are great or unique. Some of the qualities will be your passion, the commitment you show along the way, your determination to succeed in spite of the challenges and the difficulties, whether or not you have a long-term view. And most important, what we often don't talk about, your ego, which is to say an entrepreneur's biggest challenge is his or her ego. So you need to learn to dissolve your ego before it melts you. Always remember that you come closest to being great when you are great in humility. So my advice, first of all, is to give yourself the best chance of succeeding by leveraging the qualities of others around you, whether they are young or older than you. No matter what you think of yourself, trust me, even as an entrepreneur and a founder, you don't and cannot have all the answers. But by coming this far, I think you've already set yourself apart from many others. If there's one thing that I would like you to remember, it's that the picture of success will never be fully formed in one day. It's a little bit at a time until the whole picture is formed. So try not to get ahead of yourself and take your time and be realistic. If you don't win the first prize today, remember that the judges are not gods, and they also don't see, and they also don't see everything. It will be no reason to give up. Just keep breathing into your plans and ideas. This means you should try to maintain your passion and your commitment. And to whoever wins, try to find composure and patience. And when I say patience, I don't necessarily mean the ability to wait. The patience I have in mind, it pertains to you having the composure no matter what happens, and having the confidence that it will all work out in the end while you wait. So whether you're the winner or not, I want to wish you good luck. You've made an important decision, and you've done what many people, most of us, will not do. By being brave enough to breathe into an idea. I wish you every success and good luck again. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very, very, very much. That was quite heartwarming. You can see us clapping here. Really, really appreciate it. So now this is what we've all been waiting for. But before I actually make the announcements, I've got one announcement to make. Most of you don't know this, but every year before we have this event, we actually spend some time with the finalists, sort of getting them ready for today. So we have a series of workshops. And during those workshops, there's peer-to-peer voting on who's the best of the lot, depending on how they pitch at any given time. So it's part of the whole process. So the first winner I'm going to announce is the winner of the 2 workshops that we had in preparation for this. What they have won is worth over 2 million Naira's worth of services in advisory and mentoring by TVC Labs. And the winner of the 2021 data preparation workshops is Healthbotics. Give them a shout.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God.
Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well
I am
done.
so grateful.
Thank you. Now, the second runner-up for today's prize, are you ready, is EduPoint. Can we have a round of applause for EduPoint, please? Come on, Oscar. Aren't you excited? All right. Well, guess what? They all go home with something. Second up, I want one of his shoes, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, Salubata. We did say the planet was a concern, and we're here looking at the circular economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with pride that I announce the Deji Alli Young Talent Award 2021 winner as, oh yeah, what's the name again? Tokwe Sulaiman of Scrap Pays.
Woo!
Wow!
Yeah. Awesome. 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 Congratulations. TD, are you done? Thank you so much, TD.
I'm done. Scrap gets it.
So it tells you that the judges are worried about the environment. The judges want us to create a more sustainable ecosystem that cares for the environment. It shows that green is the way to go. Thank you, judges. You have made the decision. I'm sure that you looked at the numbers, you looked at everything that the plan framework talked about. So thank you so much for that. All right, let me quickly call on, I can hear sounds in the background, but let me call on Dr. Sulaiman quickly. You are winning 12 million naira in support and cash. Dr. Tell us briefly and quickly what the journey has been so far and what this means for your startup. Over to you.
Thank you very much, CFA. Thank you very much, everyone. So it's been really amazing from the workshop. You know, I started the workshop like really mumbling about the entire thing, and in a couple of 2 days, 2 workshops, I was able to get it perfectly. It's been really amazing over the past 3 days, and I'm really, really excited to be able to win this. There were amazing competition. Elbotic, Rutiva, like it was so amazing that I could come ahead, and I really appreciate my team for what we've done thus far. Thank you very much again, the judges. Thank you for giving us a vote of confidence. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. I know that you are super excited. Okay, so let me call quickly on the CEO of ARM, Ms. Jumoke Ogundare, for a congratulatory message. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, CFA. This has been a very interesting evening. The finalists, I loved all the business ideas, with great impact. Congratulations to you, Tope. I like the fact that you have built your model to reward those who are environmentally conscious. Encouraging recycling entrepreneurship can strengthen our economy and our environment by creating jobs. So congratulations for a job well done. And I think through Scrap Pays, you can close the gap between what is happening in the developed countries and what Scrap Pays can do in this space. This prize is a catalyst to building the foundation for a strong and viable business. So I do hope that you apply it judiciously. Good luck with spreading Scrap Pays nationally and beyond the shores of Nigeria. And I look forward to Scrap Pays becoming a household name for cleaner communities. Once again, congratulations. And congratulations to all our finalists. You've all done very well. It's just great to see great minds work, and I wish you the best of luck. Deji has given you the best advice. Hold on to his words, and I hope that they put you in good stead as you go along. God bless and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Jumoke. Thank you. Thank you very much for that congratulatory message. Let me quickly call on Ethan Okwa to give us the closing remarks and vote of thanks. Ethan, over to you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. CFA, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great, fantastic. It has been an awesome evening. It is my honor to give this vote of thanks. I've seen brilliant ideas, and I think everyone here is a winner, regardless of the seed money that goes to scrap pays. The truth is, and like Deji aptly put it, having the best idea does not always guarantee success. You have to also factor in current realities, the people around you, and your passion. And I think once you have all those ingredients, you are a winner, regardless of where you start. You've started the main step. You already have your idea. You already have your directions. So congratulations to all of you for these great ideas. We talked about affordable education to prenatal care, to accurate blood selection and delivery in a country that struggles with traffic, and shoes that don't smell. I mean, I already know a bunch of people I want to buy that for right now. They're probably here right now. You know who you are. Great vote of thanks. I want to speak to our partners, Technovision Communications Limited, especially Mr. Tommy Davis, the collaborator who has held our hand through the years and has brought us to where we are today. Thank you so much, sir. Our very able judges who have taken the time to sieve through all this talent. It's a lot of work in that short time to deliberate and argue. I can't imagine, but I would have loved to be a fly on the wall on that conversation that happened in the room between what was going on in your heads, but it is a tough job. Thank you, Dr. Ndidi Edozie, and thank you, Mr. Kolaino, Mr. Sadiq Mohammed, Mr. Victor Simota, and Mrs. Folashade Olusoya. Thank you all so very much for serving through that. I want to thank our directors across the ARM group, constantly supporting our vision and urging us on. I want to thank our clients, without whom we would not exist. We would not be here. Thank you all very much. I want to thank our management of ARM, constantly grinding for excellence. CFA's team, I mean, CFA, your talent came to the fore where you had to hold it down right now when the judges were really going through what they had to go through. Excellent work and very knowledgeable work at that. Thank you so much, sir. We want to thank the ARM alumni, our extended family. You're always family. You're always welcome. You extend our network. You make us who we are. And past data winners, thank you for your support, even the current data winners, and hopefully your support going forward as we continue bringing future generations that are going to change the world as well. I want to thank the entire project data team, which none of this would have been possible without the grind that has gone on the back end, like CFA had said, sleepless nights, people putting this together, the scoring systems, and so on and so forth. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to wish everyone a wonderful weekend. God bless you all. CFA, back to you, please.
Thank you, Ethan, for that. Thank you very much for the appreciation. We truly appreciate the team that has worked tirelessly behind the scene. Okay, now we want to do the virtual photograph session. Please, I'd like to ask all those listed to please turn on their videos and stay in a well-lit area wherever they are, so that we can just take the videos for posterity. Congrats again to Tokmai and everyone that pitched tonight. So the first on the list is the winner with ARM directors. Please, winner and ARM directors. Every other person, including myself, I'll shut on my video now. Tokmai, you need to put your video on. And producer, please unpin me. Thank you. Tokmai? Yeah, okay. Okay, did you change your shirt? Yeah, this is nice.
Hello, CFA.
Yes, just hold on. I'll be informed once it's done. Yeah, please just stay.
Okay, photographer.
Okay, so yes, please take both, so we can move to the next.
If I'm pretty sure the picture's been taken. Jim McKay has been holding that smile for a while. It's a lot of work.
Apologies, man.
I hope so.
Okay, so
it's taking forever.
Okay, so they said I hear it's done. So finalists with all the finalists with ARN directors. So all the finalists, please turn on your videos with ARN directors. All the finalists, please. All the finalists, Eitayo, Uche, Fela, Dokwe, all the finalists, please.
Ethan, this is digital age.
You have to call my name. I think we're done there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to call on the winner with all our guests. Please, our guests, turn on your video. I'd like you to join the winner with all our guests. Please turn on your video. The winner with all our guests for this evening. Dr. Sulaiman and all our guests, please turn on your video. We'll try and make it quick. The winner with all our guests. Turn on your video. Thank you very much, producer. All our guests, the remaining ones, please turn it on.
Hola.
The finalists with all our guests, guests please remain. Finalists please join. Finalists with all our guests. Finalists please turn on. Uche, yeah, okay. Please turn on your camera, please. Turn on your camera. Turn on your camera. Kindly turn on your camera, please.
CFA, you know, locating that camera past 8 p.m. becomes difficult.
I know. That's why I'm trying to wrap it up. Yeah, I know. All right, producer, are we good, team?
Yes, we're good to go.
Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, guests. Thank you very much. Okay, so the winner and with the judges. So judges, just remain. You guys are special. You guys and ladies are special.
So, whatever happened to that 12 millionaire smile?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We are good.
Okay, winner with, okay, no, I think we're done. Winner with CEO, we have that. Winner with TD. The man of the moment.
This is fine, thank you.
Winner, finalists, and TD. Winner, finalists, and TD. Please turn on your video, turn on your camera. Winner.
Fella, Oscar. Tope is there already. Tayo, where are you?
To the finalists, the good thing about you guys this evening is that you always have TD. TD will always be, let me not use the word be on your case, but like you will have to give reports. So just get ready, guys. Get ready. We are in TD's web now. No escaping.
Welcome to ARM Data Alumni.
All right, so, okay, Ethan, we're good, right?
We are. Oscar, could you be happier just a little bit? Thank you. Okay, we're good. Thank you very much.
Okay, winner with data project team. Yeah, the amazing folks behind the scene, working tirelessly. You know, even when tech was trying to disappoint, they were trying to get things going. So thank you, team. Winner with data project team. Please turn on your video. Turn on your video.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah,
Nice one.
Hold on, we're done. Thank you.
Okay, winner with finalists. That is the very last for this evening. Winner with finalists. You guys have been teammates for the past couple of days or weeks, you know, so go on and still continue to collaborate and hopefully build some more awesome stuff together. Congrats, everyone.
Is this everybody?
Well, there's supposed to be 6 of them.
Correct.
Yeah. We're good?
I'm taking the shot. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to everyone that showed up this evening, to the finalists. Congratulations to the winner again. Thank you to the data team. Hopefully and assuredly, hopefully by God's grace, data 2022 will be more awesome. And hopefully everyone who has speak tonight would have built upon what they've learned tonight and, you know, would have greater stories to share. Let's all remember that the future of the continent depends on every one of us to support those who are trying to solve problems. Thank you very much for your attention this evening. Thank you to ARM. Thank you to the data team. Thank you, everyone. See you all in Data 2022, God willing. Thank you very much and have a very good evening and a great weekend. Thank you all. God bless.